Hey there guys, and welcome back. It's been a while since I've done a shave video. So today is the day. I got a call from David Gonzalez the other day, and he was like, man, you really need to make a video. And Big Mike Simmons had asked me, over Thanksgiving to do a video. And so this is for you two guys and, of course everyone else, but you two guys asked, so here we have it. Today I'm going to use iColoniale. This is the rhubarb. This is a good cream. It smells exactly, to me, or pretty close to the mango oil soap, which is very, very good in my estimation. One thing I wanted to mention at the onset here, I was talking to Zach Plavridis the other day, and I was telling him that, my experience over the last couple of months where I've just been picking things off the shelf and using the same razor for 5 days in a row, 4 or 5 days, basically everything works great for me that I've kept. I got rid of a lot of stuff, and to me, when you're talking about the top name products, whether it be artisan or mass-produced Taubes, Katie's Bubbles, Phoenix, Sterling, you name it, they all work great for me. And Zach said, well, maybe you're not the best judge of what works. Maybe your skin and beard is such that it's tough and it really doesn't matter. And I never really thought about that, to tell you the truth. I'll go ahead and show you my beard. This is about 24 hours growth. And if you look there, you'll notice, there's definitely beard there. My beard is tough, but it's spaced out. It's not very densely packed. So it's entirely possible that my skin's not sensitive. And since my beard is not super thick, I can get away with things that other people can't get away with. It's something that I'd never really thought of, but Zach's been doing this a long time, and he could very well have a point. So keep in mind, all this stuff with shaving gear is always subjective. What works great for me, very well may not for you. My experience has been that insert the name of a top shave vendor, and they all work great for me. There are a few products that don't, and I've mentioned them in the past. So anyway, if you thought before, I'm just a guy that doesn't like to be negative about products, that's just not true. Most things just work for me, and that's just the fact of the matter. So thanks, Zach, for that piece of information. It did get me thinking. And you always have to reevaluate things, and that's certainly something I hadn't considered. So thank you, Zach. Let's wet the face, and let's get going. So I've applied some of this cream to the brush, hopefully enough. We shall see again. It's been a long time since I've done a shave video, so I've been enjoying my shaves every single day. Picking stuff up just off the shelf and using it has really been a true pleasure, to be honest. Not having to worry about shave of the day picks and all that stuff. If you've never gone very long without doing that, try it and see if it maybe reinvigorates you to some degree, and just your joy for the process itself. It has for me. I just really enjoy the process of shaving. And although I like to talk, I don't always necessarily want to make a video, and I don't need the attention. People always claim I did, but I don't. It's just something that I enjoyed, and at times I will continue to enjoy it in terms of making videos. At times I won't. I will discuss some of the reasons I slacked off. For one, I'd made a lot of video reviews, and you get burnt out, itchy there. Two, I'm gonna be honest with you, probably 98% the folks in the shaving community are great. But that 3 or whatever percent that want to stir trouble, they just never quit. And when it got to the point where people were accusing me of things that were far-fetched and not based in reality, I was like, I don't need to deal with these crazy people. Sorry for the water running there. It's just the truth. I enjoy shaving. I enjoy talking to people about shaving. I enjoy the hobby of shaving, but I don't enjoy crazy people. Stand by while I rinse my face and we'll come back. All right. And make no mistake about it, excuse me, there are some crazy people involved with this hobby. People who jump to conclusions, people who make things that aren't, make up things that aren't founded whatsoever in reality. People that are out to make other people look bad. And just ridiculous juvenile stuff that normally is confined to, you know, grade school or just childish nonsense. And I don't need that. Also, you know, I got busier at work, got a lot of stuff going on at work and in my life, and I didn't need the ridiculous connection to crazy people. Now, again, it's the minority of people, but, you know, I was accused of doing all kind of crazy stuff. I said this, I did that, I created this event despite someone, just nonsense, not founded in reality. And so, for me, that was really part of the reason I said, I just don't have time for that. I'm tired of explaining to people who don't have a connection with reality that I didn't do this or that, or I did that. You know, I always said, if you want to know something, ask me. But then when they ask me and they wouldn't accept my answer, I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. You know, and people who thought they were far more important than they were. You know, as if they were a target in this community due to their status. They didn't have any status. It's like, you know, it's like you're not important enough for anybody to even worry about. And truth be told, nor am I. Each one of you individually are important as the next guy. Some of us had more viewers than others. Some of us were more high profile, but we're clearly not any more important. All right, let's rent the face and come back. So anyhow, I thought, you know, it's difficult to explain to people who aren't listening or don't want to hear the truth. And so I just like, I don't have time for this nonsense. I'm just going to sort of back away from it. And I know a lot of you will say, well, don't let other people ruin your experience. Well, you know, that's all part of the experience. And if you put yourself out there, you're going to have that. So when you're willing to accept that, that's okay. And I was. But when I was no longer willing to accept it, I don't fool with them. So as simple as that. When you get tired of it, you just don't fool with it. And that's always been my case. I do this for enjoyment, and when it's not enjoyable, I won't do it. And that's just the way I look at it. And so, anyway, for the guys like Big Mike and David Gonzalez, and you know, the inspector and all the Ray Pope and Zach and all the people who have called me, and I really appreciate that. And as always, I'm here for you guys. And I did want to say something about Big Mike, because my experience, this is just me, Big Mike, is that he's never been anything but kind and respectful to me. Excuse me while I shave the stash. There were other folks who, you know, apparently had issues with Big Mike, but my dealings with him have always been very pleasant. He's been very respectful, and really, from my standpoint, he couldn't have been a nicer guy. And so, Big Mike, thank you for your kind words, for reaching out. You know, great guy to do business with if you're selling shave gear as well. So, all right, so let me rinse the face. We'll come back and do our witch hazel aftershave and close it up. Stand by. There's someone else that I also want to mention here, and I'd be remiss if I did not. Gonzo, Bob Randolph. A little over a month ago, my father finally passed away from ALS, which is Lou Gehrig's disease, and it was a terrible illness. It's been going on for 4 or 5 years, and it's one of the worst diseases You can imagine. Anyway, when that occurred, he sent me a gift certificate, which was much appreciated and thoughtful. Not everybody has great means, and I'm not saying Bob does or does not, but you know, when someone gives you a gift, it always means something, and it really did when you sent me that, Bob. So I thank you for that. It really meant a lot. You've always been a great guy as far as I'm concerned, so thank you. All right, we're going to use citrus musk today, Pnaud, which I like a lot, and it hangs around a decent while too. I'm going to tell you guys, my shaves has just been wonderful. Just pulling this stuff off the shelf, not giving any regard for whether if the scent matches, the aftershave matches the soap. Icolonial Alley Rhubarb doesn't really match with this, but so what? Enjoy your aftershave. I'm going to splash on some more Inspector Furnicola stuff. This is good stuff. And I also want to say, this razor right here, which is the Resurraka Black Mamba, it's really become one of my favorite razors. It's mild, but once you get the hang of it, it just does a wonderful job, and it's not threatening in the least. And if you know how to shave, you can get a great shave from it, at least in my opinion. All right, guys. Thanks as always for watching. It'll probably be later in the day before I'm able to upload this because I'm using a Mac now and I'm new to Mac. So if I can figure out iMovie, I'll get it posted. Thanks as always. God bless all you guys.